of Two Sisters of a Certain Age, Conversations with a Therapist.
And a doctor.
I'm your co-host, Judy Grant, licensed marriage and family therapist.
And I'm your co-host, Dr. Sophia Grant, board-certified pediatrician and board-certified child abuse pediatrician.
So, Candy, our little chit-chat this morning before we jump into our subject with our guest, Elizabeth. I think Elizabeth can really resonate with what we want to chat about.
Yeah.
So what is that? What do you?
We just came back from Jamaica. I'm still in the Jamaica afterglow, and Elizabeth can resonate because Elizabeth was with us in Jamaica. She is a childhood friend. My entire life, I've known Elizabeth. Elizabeth, did you go with me and Ian and Penny Palmer to nursery school? Were you?
Yes, I did, but I was 1 year below. Well, not really, because Penny, Jackie, and I are born in the same year.
Right.
So we must have been We must have been at the same.
And someone has a picture of all of us.
Yes.
I don't know where that I would kill for that picture.
I'm gonna find it because my mom has it because it was Auntie Annette's school.
Yes.
I have it somewhere. I saw it maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago. So I'm gonna find it.
Please find it. So we were in Discovery Bay. We visited Hopewell Park, Aunt Adette, the Hansons, and oh my gosh, every time I'm in Jamaica, it's just like being recharged, plugged in. And I don't know if you feel the same way, Elizabeth, but it's just like coming home. It's like a hug, you know?
Absolutely. Every time I go down, I go to Discovery Bay. I make that trip so I can see Auntie Odette. I can see Auntie Cynthia. I can see Auntie Monica. I go down and it fills my soul.
Yes.
So, Elizabeth, one thing that I said to Candy, maybe after being there for a day, was that as a child, teenager, young adult, going to Jamaica felt like, oh, I'm going home for vacation. Now, as a grown-ass woman going to Jamaica, it's like I'm going there for my foundation. It's a completely different level of appreciation for the people, for the food, for the culture, for all of it. It's I do feel very much at home.
Yes, 100%. As soon as I start to land, I just feel this feeling of belonging. I'm home. Absolutely.
And you know, the point of our trip was so Candy and I could take Mummy. Mummy had not been home for 16 years. And she, you know, in the past when we've gone, she's kind of hemmed and hawed and said, I can't go. I'm not feeling great, blah, 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 blah. Excuse. This time Candy and I said, Mummy, we're taking you to Jamaica. And there was no argument. It was like, okay, I'll pack my little grip and I'll be there. And we really, we were the facilitators for her as she went and visited friends, families, saw different things, saw different folks. But we really helped to facilitate and go at her pace.
Yes. So I did that with Mummy last year.
Okay.
Right? So she had decided she was not traveling again. That was it. She was never ever going back on a plane. She's not going anywhere.
Yep.
And then we went down because Christopher Charlie Sale got married. And, you know, she said, you know, okay, I'll go. So Ian and I took her to Jamaica. And it was amazing for her. Of course, we had to go at her pace. Mummy's 96.
Yeah, and she doesn't look
amazing.
a day older than 70. She looks
She's
fabulous.
something else. She does. But it was amazing for her. She was so happy she allowed us to insist that she went home.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think there are things that, you know, at Mummy's age, which is 86, she's kind of convinced herself that she can't do. And when we were up in Fraserwood, finding the family plot of the gravesite for her grandmother, her mother, aunt, uncle, cousin, and she had to walk through the bush up the hill. You know, I think
she didn't think she could do it.
I don't think it crossed her mind that she was able to do it. And there she was doing it because she had a mission. She had a purpose for this trip. And she
Absolutely.
says that that excursion was the highlight so she
Yeah.
could see her people.
Yeah. She was hiking. She was hiking with a cane.
Yes.
And with and leaning on the aid of our driver. And I just want to point out that last time I saw Elizabeth, Judy and I saw Elizabeth in the flesh was 37 years ago at Daddy's
Right.
funeral.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
But
Absolutely.
since then, Facebook was invented, and I'm able to keep up with what's going on. I love social media for that because it connects people from so many different parts of your life that you
Right.
wouldn't
I
necessarily.
feel like I know your children. I
Yes.
know your children.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Elizabeth was just commenting how much Punky and I look alike, and
Yes.
yeah. So, but Elizabeth is on because she started a business. Was it last year?
It was officially last year, yes.
Okay.
But I have a feeling you've been kind of working on it behind the scenes.
No,
Really?
no, let me tell you, this is so strange. So my husband had his 60th
Mm-hmm.
in July of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to do the little giveaways because it was a very big party. We had
Mm-hmm.
huge party for him. And I
Oh,
said to myself,
by the way, Judy's 60th is in
Is in
Jamaica
Jamaica.
in 2020.
March 2028.
And all the Discovery Bay people are invited. But go ahead.
okay, we will be there. So, but back to it, I didn't want to give away the usual giveaways, I wanted something different. So I said to myself, okay, what am I going to do different? And I went somewhere and saw these little 2-ounce pepper sauces people are giving away. And I said, I'm going to make a pepper sauce. But I don't know how to make pepper sauce.
Right.
So I think the party was in July. And I think in about May, I said, okay, maybe I need to start figuring out how to make pepper sauce. And I went through batches and batches until I came up with this one formula. And I said, this doesn't taste bad. So I went to every neighbor that I had and I had them taste it. And they're like, add some more pepper. This needs a little bit more of that. And that's how I came up with this. So I
Really?
did the pepper sauce for his 60th. But the thing is that at the end of the party, I realized I left all 200 giveaways at the bar. So no one got the pepper sauce.
Oh my God.
So I ended up just giving them away. And then people started calling me and say, can you make pepper sauce for me? Can you make pepper sauce? So I started making pepper sauces for people.
Really?
And then, yes. And then in maybe, I'd say November, December. Oh, no, it was October. She said to my sister-in-law, said, you got to sell this. I said, I can't sell this. And she said, but you have to. So I started making it and selling it, just the pepper sauce. And then when I realized that people just kept calling me, okay, I want more, I want more. I said, okay, pepper sauce. And then I was going on TikTok. It wasn't TikTok. I wasn't on TikTok at the time.
Maybe
I think it was
Instagram?
Instagram. And I saw someone making the Chinese chili oil. And I said, I can do that with a Scotch bonnet.
Yes.
So I did. And then that became popular. And then I always make garlic because I cook. That's my favorite thing to do is to cook. And I always make garlic butter for the house. So I said, I wonder if I can make Scotch bonnet pepper butter. And I did. And then I had a small launch in Florida. And people just loved it. And then I did one in February of last year in Jamaica. And then I was featured in the newspaper and I was featured on TV in Jamaica. And that's how it got started. But it was not planned at all.
Wow.
So let me just go back for a second and explain the Scotch bonnet and how that is indigenous to Jamaica.
Yes. So Scotch bonnet is all about Jamaica. If you know anything about pepper and you hear Scotch bonnet, it immediately gets to, the first thing you think about is Jamaica because it is the pepper of Jamaica.
Right.
So that's another thing. Even though my husband is not Jamaican, he is Jamaican.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that I wanted to bring, if I was going to do a pepper sauce, it had to be Scotch bonnet.
Yeah.
And it just evolved from there. So every single thing I do is Scotch bonnet related.
Based.
But there are different levels of heat,
Mm-hmm.
right? Depends on what you're getting.
Right.
But it's all about the Scotch bonnet. And I just, when I say just, I'm saying maybe about 3 months ago, created a wing glaze made from Scotch bonnet. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the new product. And people love it.
Really?
We are very natural. We're all
Mm-hmm.
natural. There's no preservatives at all.
Mm-hmm.
We are FDA approved. We are, there is no water in any of our products. So, it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different, but
Wow.
it's
Wait.
really good if I may say so myself.
It is because I
Yes.
ordered some last year after I saw something on online, and I ordered the butter and the sauce. Yeah, I think I ordered those two, and I used those up in my cooking until I was done. And then of course I
Okay.
went to the soup. I ordered something else, just because of the ease on Amazon. But
Absolutely.
how do you source your Scotch bonnet? That's a lot of peppers.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of peppers. So what happened is we got into a little bit of trouble last year after the hurricane because
Mm-hmm.
I would buy the Scotch bonnets here in the States that are imported from Jamaica.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But after the hurricane,
Mm-hmm.
everything went away. There was
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
no Scotch bonnets. So we have a couple farms here in Florida
Mm-hmm.
that they have Jamaican Scotch bonnets.
Okay.
So I buy from them when I can't get it directly from Jamaica. But
Okay.
they use the authentic Scotch bonnet seeds.
Mm-hmm.
They're just they're just farmed here in
Right.
Florida.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's what I get. So I go through a lot of Scotch bonnets, and Scotch bonnet is very what's the word? They're very fragile. They're very if it's too cold, you can't get Scotch bonnet. If
Mm-hmm.
it's too hot, you can't get Scotch bonnet. It looks
Temperamental.
for
Mm-hmm.
very temperamental. They
Mm-hmm.
look for the ideal temperature. So between the months of maybe November and January, February,
Mm-hmm.
you're not getting Scotch bonnet peppers. It gets
Mm-hmm.
too cold. So we have
Right.
to get them from Jamaica. So I try and use only Scotch bonnets that are
Mm-hmm.
imported from Jamaica, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not always easy.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But I only use Scotch bonnets.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Nothing else.
So
Okay.
let me ask you this question. We're all about being of a certain age. And, as a woman of a certain age, starting a business at this time in your life, how was that for you? Like, what were
Hard.
those first steps apart from making your product? What were
Well,
those like other steps that you had to take?
I that was very scary for me because I'm like, I'm used to the 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am not necessarily the one to sell. I will give away every single thing, including the bed I sleep on if I
Mm-hmm.
feel someone needs it. And my husband is the one who actually pushed it and said, "You got to do it." And I'm like, where am I going to
Right.
find the time? And
Mm-hmm.
how do I do this?
Right.
And I just started, I was like, I just have to do it. I mean, what am I going to
Mm-hmm.
do? People want it, and it looks like I have something here.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Um, the difference with my stuff is that you go let me give you an example. We were at a store because our products are in a few stores now.
Wow.
And I was at the store doing some testings, and a Jamaican lady came up to me and she said, "What is this? Give me a taste." So I gave her, we gave them on a little cracker. And she's like, tastes nice, man, tastes nice. How much for it? And I told her, and she said, "Me can't pay that kind of money for hot sauce." and I can get hot sauce for $2. There's no way. So I said, I'm sorry. You know,
Right.
at this time, I'm at the store and this is the price the store is selling it at.
Right.
I said, this is what it is. She said, no, women can't pay that kind of money for hot sauce. Okay. So she goes to the cashier. She bought whatever she needed at the store. She's at the cash register and she looks at me and she says, bring it, come.
Oh.
Bring it. Bring it. So this is it. My products are not necessarily, it's a little pricey because it's so natural,
Right.
It's
Right.
and
natural. Yeah.
Scotch bonnet peppers are not cheap.
Right.
No, they're not.
Right.
And I
Yes.
use things like avocado oil and I use olive oil. I use very high end products. So, once you taste it and you realize that
Yes.
this is not the norm, it doesn't matter. It's not what it is. It doesn't matter. You'll pay
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
So, but it was very hard for me to make that jump into starting a business because I'm getting ready to retire. I'm not getting ready to start something new,
Right.
but I have not regretted it at all.
Right.
Right. Well,
I have not regretted it.
Elizabeth, Judy, and I, Elizabeth is between me and Judy. I'm first Judy. I mean Elizabeth, then Judy. But we started this podcast. We're at the stage where you're kind of slowing down in one side, and then you pick something up on the other. So,
Absolutely.
so tell me, do you make it in your kitchen? Do you have a commercial kitchen? How do you
No.
put the sauce in the bottles? Do you have a little
So
funnel?
we initially had it in my kitchen.
Uh-huh.
But once we became FDA approved and we got it in the stores, we no longer were allowed to make it in my kitchen.
Okay.
So I had to have a commercial kitchen. So our products are made out of a commercial kitchen. And I have a team. There are three of us right now that I got brought into the business with me because I couldn't do this by myself, right?
Right.
So the labels are made by a very good friend of mine who is a graphic designer. So all of our labeling and marketing is done by her. And another young gentleman who happens to be one of my neighbors, and he could be my son, but I knew we needed a young mind.
Right.
And I brought him, I said to him, this is what I'm doing. Are you interested? And
Right.
he handles a lot of the social media stuff, things like that. So I brought them in and we have to get, because now I'm not doing just 10 bottles of sauces. We're doing cases among cases. So we have to buy machines
Oh my gosh.
to fill these things,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
So it became a production
Right.
to get this done.
Yeah.
But we still are far away from being automated. But
Right.
we work out of a commercial kitchen now. We I order when I first started, I started doing with 3 pounds of 3 or 4 pounds of Scotch bonnet. The last time I ordered 10 cases or 11 cases, and each case is 8 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's
So
gross.
this is where we are in just about a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah.
That's
Oh
amazing.
my
And it's just
gosh.
growing. Yesterday, I had a function for St. Andrew High School, one of my alma maters, and we had just a games night. And I went there, and someone always said to me, wherever you go, you walk with your products. And I didn't at first, but now I do. And I sold almost a case of everything last night. And I had no plans on selling.
Right.
But it's people who knew and were like, Beezy, do you have products? I said, yes, I need this, I need this. And they're calling their friends. Oh, Beezy's here. She has products. Da, 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 da. And then, people love it.
Wow.
Like
People love it.
Beyonce, you got hot sauce in your bag.
Got hot sauce in my
What?
bag.
Hold on. Hold
One
on.
of the
How many of us remember like that family member that had a hot sauce in their purse?
absolutely,
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Judy, who are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of Aunt Barbara.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the same person. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Gotta
Now,
have hot sauce. So,
how
as a
do?
matter of fact, one of the ladies is a flight attendant, and I
Mm-hmm.
had to get her a 2 ounce
Oh, so
container
she could travel with
so
it.
she could travel
Mm-hmm.
with her hot sauce.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
And I also do hot sauces. I do things for weddings and christenings and first communions, the little 2 ounce containers. I did
Right.
it for Christopher Charlie Sale's wedding. It's
Uh-huh.
Right.
personalized. So we had we did, got a picture of him and his bride, and then they love to play dominoes, and they were right by the beach. And I did, Jana, who is in the business with me, she created a label specifically for them, and they gave her, that was one of their giveaways as well. I
Okay.
did it for first communion. I've done it for
Mm-hmm.
uh, 80th birthdays, wedding anniversaries. Those are beautiful giveaways.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Now,
This sounds like a
how do you
giveaway for my
advertise?
birthday.
Yes, but how do you advertise that? How your social
Every,
media person?
Everything is social media.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Everything is social media.
And then in South Florida, there's so many Jamaicans,
Yes.
word of mouth
Yes.
and things like
And
that.
I started going to a farm. There's a farm near me here in Boynton Beach, in Palm Beach. And I started going to the farm. And
Mm-hmm.
people, you know, to me, repeat customers is where it's at,
Mm-hmm.
Right,
right?
right.
And that's where it is. And when I just started seeing people come back and call me and say, "Are you going to be at the farm tomorrow?"
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
that's how it really started. And then it just started from there. And then a lot for me was when I went to Jamaica. That was
Mm-hmm.
huge
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
because I did a very small launch, but I had so many people there that were so supportive and
Yeah.
excited. And then I didn't know that I had someone from the Observer, the Jamaica Observer came. And then there was someone who works at TVJ that was there. And
Mm-hmm.
then before I left Jamaica, TVJ called me to say, when am I coming back so
Mm-hmm.
that they can have me on TV? And it has aired twice already on 2 different Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
So that was huge. You know, these small things that, and I didn't know these people were going to be there,
Right.
and
Mm-hmm.
they were just there, and
Right.
it just has evolved into its own thing, and I'm just riding the wave.
Yes.
Oh
But
my
but
gosh,
what
I
a
love
beautiful
it.
way to just honor our
Your
shared
roots.
Our
Yeah.
heritage,
country,
Yeah.
and the fact that you went back to
absolutely,
Jamaica to do a launch, the fact,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
that you've got this Jamaican in the store, bring it, come,
Mm-hmm.
and
yes,
just how it is resonating with so many people. I mean, Jamaicans, yes, but others as well. And just to know that those are, that's your foundation.
it is. And my next goal is I have to get approved in Jamaica by the Bureau of Standards so that I
Mm-hmm.
can put it in the stores there. But I
Okay.
needed to get it FDA approved because I manufacture in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I have someone who called me and said, call this person. They're waiting for you to call. Let's get this going because Jamaica keeps calling because they
Right.
want the products down there
Right.
as well.
Right.
Wow,
So,
Right.
that's amazing.
it is taking on its own life, and it's exciting. It's a lot of work. I'm not going to tell anyone that this is just a ride or a walk in the park. It's
Mm-hmm.
Right.
not. You know, as we've gotten older. We're not young chicks anymore.
No,
Tell me about
And
it.
it
no.
Mm-hmm.
takes and I still work a regular job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and look after my mom.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's finding the time, but we do it, and it's so rewarding. And
Mm-hmm.
even though we're not making any massive amounts of money, because startup businesses you
Mm-hmm.
Oh
lose
yeah.
before you start.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's the compliments that I get everywhere I
Right.
go, and people are
Right.
saying that I've never tasted anything like this. This is just remarkable. That alone has done it
Mm-hmm.
for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Elizabeth, are you in this commercial kitchen once a week, twice a week? how much time do you have to put into these batches that you're making?
We go about 3 times a week.
3 times.
We try
Mm-hmm.
and go about 3 times a week because it's not an enormously big um, commercial kitchen. So we try and do one product each time because it takes time.
Right.
You know, the packaging in itself. And then we are still having to label things manually. We're not reached the stage where we have a conveyor belt that
Right.
runs things. So we go and we make one, the sauce today, and then we'll do the oil another day, and then we do a butter another day, and that's how we run.
Wow. You know,
We go
when
at nights because a commercial kitchen is open 24 hours.
okay, so you go at night after your 9 to 5
So we
is
go at
done.
night.
After your day job.
After I
Right.
put my mom to bed and my day job's done.
Right.
And I go on weekends. We go
Yeah.
on weekends.
You
But
know,
we've been
when
invited to quite a few events.
before I left for this trip, I asked my kids, "What do you want me to bring home?" And my son was like, "The Scotch bonnet." You know,
What?
that was his request, and I think he's just so accustomed to having that in our kitchen at all times, and
Absolutely.
he sprinkles it on just about everything. So, but
My
I mean,
husband scrambles eggs
He
yeah.
scrambles eggs with the pepper.
with the pepper sauce.
Oh my gosh!
Absolutely.
Wow.
I put it in rice. The butter, I will put it in my rice.
Yes,
Oh, that
definitely,
sounds
definitely.
amazing.
Yeah.
Or you melt it when you're doing spinach or broccoli. It just that whatever you use butter for, that works.
And
Okay.
the thing about Scotch bonnet is it's not just the heat it brings, it's the
It's the
flavor.
Right.
flavor.
And this is like when I'm cooking, making rice and peas or whatever you're making, you throw some in and sometimes you forget how many you threw in and then you're eating it, you bite into it. So this is my little trick that I started to do is those tea scoopers that you can scoop up some loose leaf tea and it looks like a
Yes.
ball.
Like
I
a
put my
strainer
Scotch
ball.
bonnet in that, like a strain, and I put it in my food. And when the food is done cooking, I pull it out so I don't have the like shock
I
of
have
biting.
never heard of that before, but that's an amazing idea.
Yeah. So that's what I started to do because I do love the flavor, a certain degree of heat, but I'm not one of these people who like it's burning my tongue and I think that's pleasurable. I like the flavor that it brings.
Absolutely. And that's what it's about. It's about the flavor. Bringing the flavor. And the heat is there, but it's not gonna kill you.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the flavor is just amazing.
Right.
So, Elizabeth, what products do you have? You have the butter.
I have a garlic and Scotch bonnet butter. I have a curry butter.
Oh.
I have
Okay.
a pepper sauce. I have a Scotch bonnet garlic oil, and I have a wing glaze, a Scotch bonnet wing glaze.
So those are 5 products.
5 products we have now. And the curry butter, I'm going to tell you, the curry butter came about because I have a friend who makes her own curry. And at her launch, she came to me and said to me, "Do you think you can make curry butter?" And I'm like, "Curry butter? What is that?" And that, I'm telling you, has become one of my big sellers. Curry butter.
It feels like you can put anything in a pan with the curry butter and you're good to go.
Like you could
You're good to
saute
go.
vegetables and
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Seafood, shrimp. Someone
Yes.
said to me at a showing that we had, I don't want to say show, but a tasting that we had, and she said she put the curry butter on a cracker, and she felt like she was eating curry shrimp.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I need to get my hands on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the curry butter, yeah. So that has become also a big thing. They're all. Some people just love this, and then some people, there are people just love certain things. But it is. I'm just trying to find different and creative
Right.
ways of promoting Scotch bonnet.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have Whole Foods in South Florida?
Yes, we sure
That
do.
would be a great place to get
And
that
I
in.
know that they try and support local.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, yes.
So let me
Someone
ask you
said that to
something.
me.
You've mentioned this a few times, the fact that you're FDA approved. Just hearing that sounds overwhelming. You know, just like what that
It was.
process would be like. It's
Yes.
like that's enough to scare anyone off the plate and say, "Yeah, I'm not doing this." So what
Well,
was that process like?
but paperwork, it's at the hardest thing is that you just have so much paperwork.
Right.
But there are different processes, so you got to go to a lab first, because I had to send the products to a lab for them to test it to make sure the acidity level is correct, and the water level, and this was correct, and all kinds of stuff. And we went back and forth for a while, because at first my acidity level might not have been where it needed to be, and then eventually I got my approval, and then my products all have 2-year shelf life. Then we had to get we had to make an appointment with the FDA to come to the commercial kitchen to inspect the commercial kitchen
Right.
to make
Right.
sure that it was
Clean
FDA
and
approved. Exactly. Then once that was done, then we had to do another set of paperwork, and then we had to register the products with the FDA for them to. So it took a few months,
Right.
but it was very important, because if it was not FDA approved, I could only sell in farmers markets,
Right.
and
Yes.
from me to someone, I could not get it in the stores.
Right.
Right.
And
And I'm
does
also trademarked. I also got my products trademarked.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my gosh,
awesome.
Elizabeth, I
Yes,
love
yes,
because you know what? People will swoop in when they have like a little mom
yes,
and pop operation, take it
yes.
over, take your name. So what is the name of the sauces?
It's Beezy's Hot Jamaican. That's the first three of everything. Beezy's Hot Jamaican.
So spell that, Elizabeth.
Beezys.
Okay.
Beezys. Jamaican pepper. And then we're going to have sauce. We have Beezy's Hot Jamaican garlic and pepper butter. Beezy's Hot Jamaican garlic and pepper butter. Did I say that already?
Yeah, you
Then we
said
have
that.
Beezy's Hot Jamaican wing glaze. No, that's not true. Beezy's Hot Jamaican jamming wing glaze.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we just have Beezy's Hot Jamaican curry butter.
Right.
Okay. So without giving away the secret recipe, obviously the main thing is a Scotch bonnet, but what are some other things that you add to the sauce?
The sauce is, and our Scotch bonnet is everything. Seeds, everything goes in. But we have like
Oh, the seeds.
pimento. We use and by
Yes.
the way, all of my pimentos and stuff and salt, everything comes from Jamaica.
Okay. All
Right.
right.
Mm.
I love
I
Okay.
that.
do not buy anything local here unless I can't get it from Jamaica. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Jamaica on Tuesday, so salt comes up, black pepper comes up, pimentos come up. The only thing I don't bring up is garlic, because I use
Mm-hmm.
fresh garlic,
So your
right?
suitcase is just packed with all of
My
these.
suitcase is packed with Jamaican products, or I will have to import it.
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, so I do use a lot of garlic, a lot of pimento, thyme.
Yes. Yes. My
Um,
my time right now in my house is from Jamaica.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't bring the thyme up. I can't bring the
Mm-hmm.
thyme up, but I try
Uh-huh.
and get the thyme from a Jamaican store,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
right? So
What
I
I
buy
do
my
is
thyme from the Jamaican farm.
yeah. Yeah. When I bring up time, I go to the supermarket, I get it, and they won't let you bring it up fresh.
Fresh. So you have it to
Exactly.
And
have it
and
dried.
I wash it and I let it dry so
Dry.
it's just like a dry herb. So it's not fresh time, but I
It's dried.
still yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I use a lot of authentic Jamaican products.
Wow.
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 That's wonderful.
You know,
That's wonderful.
and for instance, my wing glaze, because that's something I was not even thinking about, but I kept being asked, what about something with honey, something
Yeah.
sweety, spicy. So I said, okay, I'm going to make wing glaze. But I noticed that I know when I go on Google and I look, wing glazes are made with butter, which means that you should see it in the freezer section or the cold section. But all of the wing sauces are not there on the shelf,
Yeah.
which made no sense to me. So when I started looking at them, I realized that they use a substitute butter flavor.
Oh,
So that allows them to have it on the shelf.
Right.
So
Right.
my wing glaze you have to keep in the fridge because I use real butter.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Right? So that's what differentiates my stuff.
You're
Everything
setting
for me.
yourself apart. Yeah.
Yes. Someone said, but it's not, it doesn't matter. My wing glaze has to be in the fridge because I don't use artificial anything.
Yeah. And that's
So,
a selling point.
yes,
No, nothing artificial in here.
nothing artificial here. We are
Mm-hmm.
100% real.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So let's go back many years and talk about when you first realized that you were good at cooking, when that was your passion. When did you say, I can cook?
Well, you wouldn't remember because you guys had already left Jamaica. So my mom has always been an amazing cook. She was always an amazing cook. But when Ian and I were like 12, 13, 14, around that, no, that's not true. We were maybe 15, 16 because by that time we moved to Kingston. And I remember every Sunday we had to cook Sunday dinner. We were not allowed to go anywhere until Sunday dinner was cooked because that was our responsibility. And my father did not want bully beef and rice for Sunday dinner. So we had to.
I remember him. I know he would want his rice and peas and chicken. Yes.
Precisely. So we had to start cooking really early, but we only cooked on Sunday. And that's how cooking for us started. And then I just realized I actually liked it. And then I was actually really very good at it. Because when I left Jamaica and I came to the States, in Jamaica, we had the helper, we had the person who cooked and all those stuff. I didn't have that when I came
Yeah.
here. I was on my
Right.
own.
Right.
So I had to cook, and not just on my own. I was broke. I wasn't able to go eat out at a restaurant every day.
Right. Yeah.
So I had to figure out other things, and I started cooking, and that's just now my absolute favorite thing to do. I love to cook. I love to create foods. I cook everything different types. I'm not just Jamaican. I cook Chinese. I cook Italian. I cook Haitian. My husband's Haitian. I cook Haitian food. I cook everything. And I absolutely love it. Now, I don't love to have to cook, right? So don't expect me to cook,
Right.
but I love to cook. So I
Right.
Yeah.
cook all the time.
So
Wow.
this was just felt like a natural progression of something that you'd
It was a
already loved
natural
to do.
progression for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
when you're passionate about something, it doesn't feel like work. It's truly a labor of love.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love it.
And I when mommy doesn't cook very much, although she'll say, make one little pot of rice and peas.
She
Yeah.
makes a wicked stew peas, yo.
Oh,
Your mother
Yeah.
makes
yes.
used
Oh,
to.
that's my favorite. That is my favorite.
Uh-huh.
But mommy, like when she would cook all of these amazing, wonderful Jamaican dishes, it was like I felt like she was feeding my soul. It wasn't just, you know, to curb that
Yeah.
hunger. It was something deeper than that. And I think, she expressed her love for her family through her food.
True.
Her
Yeah.
food. Through her
Yeah.
food. And my mom did the same, and I think I do the same
Mm-hmm.
also. Because my children and my grandchildren and my children's friends and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone now expects food
Right.
from me,
Right.
so it's that's it. That's my love language right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just you brought up your kids and your grandkids. Can you just tell our audience about your family a little bit?
I have four children, right? I have Kyle is the oldest. He's 34. Then there's Justin, who is 31. Then there's Jason, who is 25. And I have my little wash belly one that is 15, going to be 16 next month.
Uh-huh.
I have three grandchildren, 10, 8, and 3.
Wow.
And Kyle, we're all here. Um, Justin still lives at home. He's 31. Kyle is the one that has my three grandchildren. And everyone's here in Florida. Jason is he moved out. He's 26 this year. He moved out on his own, but he flies. As a matter of fact, since I'm on the phone with you, he tried to call me. So I asked my husband to say, call him back. And he was calling to see if we were at home because he was flying. He was going to fly over the house. So we said, no, we're sitting in front of First Watch. So he said, okay, I'm coming. So Stefan went outside and he went flying.
So, when you said flying, he has
The pilot, but
he's a pilot.
he's finishing up the commercial side, so he
Okay.
was
Okay.
just doing, he has his private license and he's getting his hours in, so he
Okay.
was up there flying, so he
Okay.
just flew over. So Stefan just did a video of him flying over us in the parking
Uh-huh.
lot.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. All
That's
right.
And
great.
Wow.
my 15-year-old, who's going to be 16, is going to be a junior
Uh-huh.
at
Wow.
high school next year. And of course, my mom, who lives with me and has lived with me for 23 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
she
Yeah.
moved in with me after Daddy died. So
Right.
Uh-huh.
22 years. Yes.
Wow.
Right.
So that's my family.
Yeah, that's such a blessing, Elizabeth,
Yeah.
especially
It
to be
is.
able to take care of your mother and to like what you're doing is like a little ministry in terms of taking care of your family with a love that goes into your meal preparation, and maybe you're even providing some type of legacy for your kids
Yeah.
and your grandkids with this business that you started.
We're trying. We
Mm-hmm.
are definitely, and there's interest. They show interest in their own way because
Mm-hmm.
they're four boys, right?
Yeah.
I have no girls, four boys, and they're not necessarily, the kitchen ones. So
Mm-hmm.
they show interest different ways. Like Jason will come to the farm if I'm at the farm. Kyle
Mm-hmm.
is the one who will call me every day to find out how is it going, what do I have next. Or he
Mm-hmm.
tries to show up at different places, but he's now a father
Right.
with
Mm-hmm.
Right.
three children, right?
Right.
TJ, the little one, helps me to pack the car and gets things in when we have functions to go to. So everyone plays a role
Mm-hmm.
in their own way. And
Right.
Ian is also very active in
Ian
what we
is the
do.
big brother.
Ian
Yes.
is
Yeah.
my big brother,
Mm-hmm.
who is just an amazing big brother because
Mm-hmm.
whatever I want to do or try to do, he is there. I mean,
Supportive.
I can, he and I have always been close, but I think this is by far our best time
Mm-hmm.
Right.
together. So whatever function I have, he's there. And I
Mm-hmm.
have I'm invited to go here. There was a big all-inclusive soak-up fete about two
Mm-hmm.
weekends ago. He comes and he helps me to prepare whatever foods we're using to demonstrate our products
Mm-hmm.
because he also cooks.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
From the Sunday
So
dinners, he learned as a
Yeah.
exactly.
child. Right.
So it's definitely a family thing. And then Stefan, who is my husband, he's there in the background just pushing, pushing, pushing,
Mm-hmm.
pushing, pushing.
Right.
Right.
Letting me know, giving me little ideas here and there. And my friends, I mean, the village
Mm-hmm.
is huge.
Yeah.
Right.
The
Right.
village is huge. Without the village, you get nowhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
So how
I'm
can people
blessed.
you are. How can people find your products, especially for people not in Florida? How can
We
somebody
are we are at you can order online www.beezys, beeezys pepper products with an S.com. The phone number, because we also are on WhatsApp at 561-452-7386. We're on Instagram, Beezy's Pepper Products. Facebook, Beezy's Pepper Products. Yeah, so right now that's where we are at.
Oh, that's great. Well, Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us this morning and for sharing a little bit about Scotch Bonnet, your roots, your foundation, and how this evolved into this thriving new business of yours. You know, it's I think this is another lesson to everybody that we're just in our prime of our lives, right?
We're just hitting our stride.
We're just hitting our stride, and you can do and you can be anything, and don't let some number on a birth certificate tell you that you're too old to start something new.
Absolutely not. Don't be afraid to try something new.
Yes.
Because it is huge. And I need to thank you because, I didn't see Candy's message but I saw it. And then I thought I had responded. And then I went on to see if you responded to me. I was like, I forgot to press enter. So, I thank you guys really because, you both of you are part of who I am. I've known you all my life.
Entire life.
Our entire lives.
Oh,
And our parents were such good friends.
Yes.
Because Auntie Jean and Mommy still speaks.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
they do.
All the time.
Oh,
so
well, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
For inviting me.
Really appreciate you taking the time. So, Candy, how can our audience members find us?
Well, you can email us at twosocapodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, Two Sisters of a Certain Age. We're on YouTube at Tusoka.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for this episode.
Thank
you. Elizabeth, again, thank you. And we will be seeing you in Jamaica.
Yes,
you will. You sure will.
Bye.
Okay.